Like and subscribe right now, or this spider is gonna crawl on your face while you're sleeping.
11 most dangerous roads in the world. Many of the world's roads are plagued by unsafe speed limits and poor design, but few present the kind of perilous conditions that send drivers sliding across icy lanes or plummeting thousands of miles to their deaths. In places like China, Bolivia, and Alaska, drivers can encounter narrow, unpaved highways that are vulnerable to landslides, avalanches, and steep mountain terrain. These roads are often branded as the world's most dangerous roads, and if you even have the word death in their moniker. Despite their reputation for fatal accidents, roads like the Guoliang Tunnel in China or the Atlantic Road in Norway remain popular among tourists who come for the scenic views or to try their hand at the treacherous inclines. So whether you want to plan your next expedition or just freak yourself out, here are the 11 most dangerous roads in the world. Number 11. Skipper's Canyon Road, New Zealand. Located in the southwest of New Zealand, the road stretches for 16.5 miles and was hand-carved by miners over 140 years ago. The road is so dangerous that even your car insurance won't be honored if you drive on it. The drive is definitely worth it though. With the most beautiful views, there are many excellent photo opportunities, so don't forget your camera. Although incredibly scenic, it is extremely narrow and layered with gravel. From twisty hairpin turns, high elevations, steep grades, and winding and narrowing roads, the Skipper's Canyon is certainly a test of ability for anyone who cares to drive here. Due to its unique and remote location and bad road conditions, some insurers in the country actually added to their contract clause to not cover traveling here under their policy. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that will take just 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell and you get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works. Number 10. Austrian Road, Kazakhstan. A road that joins Kazakhstan to Austria? Think again. This 37-mile road is named after the Austro-Hungarian prisoners of war responsible for its construction between 1915 and 1917. The track takes drivers from the 990-meter-high Bukhtarma Valley up to the 2,137-meter-high Bukhatsky Pass in eastern Kazakhstan. The shoddy route, forged using picks and shovels, takes you through a national park, offering incredible views of the Karakoba River. Don't spend too long gazing out of the window, though. Dilapidated bridges regularly fall into disrepair, making the route frequently impossible. But if you are lucky enough to try out this road, we highly suggest you check the local weather alerts and get yourself updated on the road conditions before setting out for the adventure. Number 9. Route 622, Iceland. The 13-mile Route 622 offers stunning views of northwestern Icelandic coastline, including the Downafjörður and the Njarðarfjörður fjords. Precariously carved under towering cliffs, the Salvager Road links the Njari and Lokaminrar across a region prone to avalanches, heavy snow, and strong winds and landslides. Expect unpaved roads, steep drops, and loose surfaces of narrow, rocky track. People who travel this road only take 4x4 vehicles, and sometimes even those aren't enough for the challenges that present themselves here. Just imagine, the road conditions are so bad that it remains closed from April till November all year long, and for the rest of the year, well, it's mostly snow. Number 8. Taroko Gorge Road, Taiwan. Taroko means magnificent and splendid in the Aboriginal Turruku tribe's language, words meant for the view of the national park rather than your driving experience. The Valley Road is made up of a series of tunnels carved into mountains along the Taiwanese Grand Canyon, connecting the east and west coast of the country through sharp turns, narrow paths, and blind curves. In 2012, a driver and 13 tourists were lucky to escape with their lives when their bus failed to climb an incline of the road. Their vehicle rolled backwards, hitting one of the few barriers, and fell down a slope, causing injuries to the passengers within. And if all that isn't enough, the frequent earthquakes and typhoons that lead to rockfalls just add more drama to the horrors that are seen on this road. Just a quick search will land you a dozen videos showing rocks and trees flying off the mountains onto the road thanks to landslides. Number 7. Engineer Pass, USA. Colorado is home to the Rockies, a mountainous region where Engineers Pass can be found 12,800 feet above sea level. Frequent avalanches, heavy snow, and landslides make dodging patches of ice along the way seem a breeze by comparison. Tragically, in 2019, a motorcyclist plunged from the scenic route and lost his life. Many of us dream of an American trip, but this one would only be advisable if you have a narrow four-wheel drive vehicle, plus the skill and focus demanded by this dangerous route. Even if you possess all those, we highly recommend sticking to something with a paved road and a safety side rail. Number 6. Zoji La Pass, India. Vertigo sufferers, look away now. The Zoji La Pass, or Zozala Pass as it's sometimes known, can be found 11,575 feet up in the Himalayas. The road connects the people of Ladakh to Kashmir Valley via a one-lane trail, which hugs some of the tallest mountains in the world. Zojila is often covered in snow, anywhere between 15 and 24 meters deep, which takes the Border Roads organization in the region up to 2 months to clear. In 2009, clearing efforts couldn't prevent the need to rescue 350 people stranded on the road thanks to heavy snowfall. Worse still, in 2012, 11 tourists were killed as their vehicles skidded off the barrierless pass into a deep gorge. Partly due to its remote location and partly due to the lack of interest by the government, the route is in an absolutely terrifying condition, with the single-lane road deteriorating to the point where there is almost no road left. Number 5. Fairy Meadows Road, Pakistan. Fairy Meadows Road is a 10-mile-long road that reaches heights of 10,826 feet above sea level. And if you're paying attention up until now, you may have guessed it, there are no guardrails. The road is carved by locals hundreds of years ago and hasn't been maintained since. It starts at the Karakoram Highway, stay tuned till you hear more about this one, and ends at the village of Tado. Many lives have been claimed by this treacherous trail, which is no wider than a 4x4 for a stretch of 6 uneven, unforgiving miles. Money is being raised by the Fairy Meadows Toll to fund eventual resurfacing work, but for now, it's still one of the wildest and most dangerous roads in the world. However, since the name Fairy Meadows lives up to its expectations, thousands of tourists risk it and visit the area, and boy, what a special place this is. Number 4. Bam Road, Russia. Built as a service road for the Baikal and Mur mainline railway, the unkept Bam Road stretches 2,700 miles across eastern Serbia via bogs, broken bridges, and potholes. The Bam Road is one of the toughest adventure roads left on this planet. It's a real test of physical and mental endurance. The Bam Road is an old railway service track that runs roughly alongside the railway track in extreme Serbia, Russia. It's filled with everything from rickety old bridges to waist-high water crossings, and at points being miles from civilization. The road is mostly unpaved, with broken wood bridges and extreme weather conditions. The unmaintained road was constructed in the early 1970s to build the Bam Railway. From Vanino on the Russian Pacific coast through Komsomolska, Faverosh, Tinda, Severobaikalska, Ustkut, Bratsk, and back to the Trans-Serbian Highway near Tashet. It has seen little if any maintenance since then, so it is said to be in a very poor state. The road is passable only by the most extreme off-road vehicles and adventurous motorcycles. Riding the Bam Road in Russia is not an experience that can be accurately described in words alone. It is possibly one of the most exciting adventure roads left in the world. Number 3. The Sichuan-Tibet Highway, China. The Sichuan-Tibet Highway is a high-elevation road that begins in Chengdu of Sichuan on the east and ends in Lhasa in Tibet on the west. The road is a 1,500-mile-long regular route for truck drivers heading to the roof of the world. The Sichuan-Tibet Highway, originally called the Kangding-Tibet Highway, takes you through vast open landscapes with majestic peaks vaulting skyward. The plateau areas are dotted with castellated Tibetan homes and an infinite number of contentedly munching yaks. Travelers can enjoy the magnificent and changeable scenery ranging from warm spring to cold and snowy winter, which makes you intoxicated. The climate will be changing in front of you, and you may think, days in heaven, but years on the earth. The Sichuan-Tibet Highway is also infamously known for bad driving surfaces and sharp mountainside hairpins. Driving along single-track sections in bad weather can be a great challenge to a less experienced driver. Number 2. Karakoram Highway, Pakistan. The 800-mile Karakoram Highway is plagued by a terrifying ensemble of natural disasters, including landslides, avalanches, flooding, and heavy snow. Though it's a popular tourist destination and it is usually referred to as the 8th wonder of the world, the highway sees frequent fatalities. In October 2019, 17 people were killed when a bus tumbled into a gorge after the driver took a sharp turn along the highway. A month later, a tourist was killed in a landslide that hit her van. Incidents like these have occurred since the road was first built in 1959. Roughly 1,000 workers were killed during the highway's construction due to blasts or landslides. However, being the main trading route connecting China and Pakistan, the countries have recently worked on making the road safer, and it is now in a much better state than it used to be. However, despite the fully paved roads and addition of numerous safety equipment, the road still remains very dangerous and is definitely not for the faint-hearted. Number 1. Death Road, Bolivia. If you're a fan of Top Gear, you already know what this one is, but if you're not, we got you covered. La Carretera de los Yungas was probably the most famous road in the world as well as the most dangerous. This gravel dirt track covers a 43-mile stretch between La Paz and Corrico in the Yungas region of Bolivia. To be fair, it's technically not considered the world's most dangerous road anymore due to the construction of a new highway close by, which directs most traffic away from its path. But for most, it will forever remain at the top spot for a lot of reasons. It's estimated that 200 to 300 people traveling on it died each year. The thin road climbs jungle-clad mountains to a height of 4,650 meters, winding and turning all the while, with nauseatingly deep canyons below. Dozens of vehicles went off the road each year, and with vertical drops up to 1,000 meters over the edge, annual fatalities reached into the hundreds. While the rest of Bolivia drives on the right side, here vehicles drive on the left. A driver on the left has a better view of the edge of the road. Furthermore, descending vehicles never have the right of way and must move over to the outer edge of the road. This forces fast vehicles to stop so that passing can be negotiated safely. It was the Black Widow of roads and notorious for being the most treacherous stretch of road in the world, as threats of landslides and 1,000-meter cliff faces pose serious danger while traveling its slick and rocky path.